Stephen Young, President and CEO, Asia, TAG Aviation, Mr. Arthur de Villepin, Chairman of the Foundation for Art and Culture and CEO of Villepin Group, Ms. Sarah Mao, Executive Director of Villa Huopar, and Mr. Julien-Leric Garin, Executive Director of the Foundation for Art and Culture. This project represents a visionary partnership between the Culture, Sports, and Tourism Bureau of Hong Kong SAR Government and the Foundation for Art and Culture. Together, Villa Huopar will be reimagined as a leading non-profit cultural institution. As we look ahead to its programs and openings to come, Villa Huopar is set to become an embassy for culture, a place for dialogue, creativity, and exchange, connecting Hong Kong with the world. Thank you for joining us on this important occasion. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speakers today. Please welcome Mr. Arthur de Villepin, Chairman of the Foundation for Art and Culture and CEO of Villepin Group, for his welcome remarks.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, distinguished guests, friends, partners, supporters of Villa Huopar. Thank you for being here today. Before I begin, I would like to extend a special welcome to Madam Secretary Rosanna Loh, Secretary for Culture, Sports, Tourism, and through her, the Government of Hong Kong, whose trust and support have made this transformation possible. I also wish to acknowledge the distinguished members of our Honorary Committee, Consul General Christophe Drull, Bernard Chan, and Kenneth Fogg, here present, whose confidence in this project has been essential to bring us to this moment. I have lived in Hong Kong for more than 16 years, long enough to know that this is a city that moves quickly, but also that some aspects, that some of its deeper stories take a lifetime to fully hear. Many of you in this room have been part of my journey through friendships, collaborations, and shared moments that have both shaped my path and the way I see this place. For me, today marks an important new chapter, a real turning point. And it is above all a collective endeavor, one I would not be standing here to begin without the trust of those who have walked the part of this road with me. We gather here to make a new moment in the life of this house. But before speaking about its future, I would like to return to its origins. It's a house that belongs to Hong Kong. That is why In 1935, Oh Boon Oh built this house in the Tai Hang district, overlooking Victoria Harbour. He was an entrepreneur born in Rangoon, who built his fortune in Singapore and who chose Hong Kong and made it his home. Like many of the city's greatest builders, he brought with him different influences, ideas, and traditions. With his brother, Oh Boon Par, he created Tiger Balm, one of Asia's most recognized brands. But they also created something else, a house that reflected their worldview, a place where East and West were not separated, but placed in dialogue. A French fountain, Italian stained glass, Chinese architectural forms, all coexisting with a single structure. Walk into the master bedroom today, and you will find the family original safe, still standing in its corner. Walk into the bathroom, and you will see walls of green glazed tiles, hand-painted with small ornaments that have not faded in 90 years. The house has kept its own memory, in its materials, in its details, in the smallest gestures of those who first inhabited it. This was not accidental. It reflected a deeper belief that culture is enriched when open. In many ways, their story is also Hong Kong's story. A city built by movement, exchange, openness, shaped by people who arrived, stayed, built, and transformed what they found. It's a house that belongs to Hong Kong. This is why Villa Huopar matters today. It is not only a historical building, it is a reflection of what Hong Kong has always been at its best. When the French writer Joseph Kessel visited Hong Kong in 1955, he wrote about Au Bun Pa and the gardens that once stood beside his house. He called him a vendeur de génie, a genius salesman, and he described what he saw on the hillside as a vast and dreamlike landscape, people with mythological figures drawn from Buddhist and Taoist memory. Those gardens are gone, but the house very much remains. And today our role is not to preserve its memory alone, but to return it to life. A few weeks ago, in the gardens of this villa, we organized an evening of classical music. A quartet played under the night sky between two jungles, the jungle of skyscrapers and the natural jungle that has always surrounded this house. For a few hours, the villa came back to life. People who had not met spoke to one another. Some told me that their parents had once danced at a ball in this very house. Others said they had remembered suddenly the gardens of their childhood. That evening, I understood something that no document had explained me. This house has a soul. It is not waiting to be preserved. It is waiting to be brought back to life. By the end of this year, the doors of this house will be open to the public. And from 2027 and 2028, its first full program of exhibitions, residencies, and encounters will begin. Why this moment matters? This is a moment where culture matters in particular ways. Across the world, the rhythms of life have accelerated, and the spaces where people slow down, listen, and meet have become more precious, not less. Culture does not claim to answer the largest question of our time, but it can hold something even more fragile and perhaps even more essential: understanding. It creates a space where ideas can circulate, where conversation can take time, and they require time. That belief is at the origin of the Foundation for Art and Culture, and it is the reason we begin its transformation today. Villa au Par is not a response to nostalgia. It is a response to a need for places where culture can continue to bring people together. And this house could not exist anywhere else because it is deeply rooted in Hong Kong identity, a place where tradition and modernity have never been in opposition, but in constant dialogue. Hong Kong has always been more than a meeting point between East and West. It is a place of creation, of reinvention, of synthesis. Villa au Par aims to reflect that very spirit. Our ambition is very clear, is to create Hong Kong's first cultural villa, a living institution where heritage and contemporary creation can coexist, where the house is not only preserved, but activated, where culture is not only displayed, but also produced. This ambition rests on three missions. First, Villa au Par will be a villa for the heritage and for the public, a restored symbol of Hong Kong, preserving its history while giving it new life as a cultural institution. Second, it will be a villa for artistic dialogue, a place where artists, thinkers, communities can live, work, create, and exchange through residencies, exhibition, and of course, public programs. Third, it will be a villa for the international programming, a house that can connect Hong Kong to the world and brings the world to Hong Kong through culture, art, film, design, and of course, new ideas. This is what we mean by a cultural villa. Not a museum, not a monument, but a living house. And in that sense, Villa au Par can definitely become an embassy for culture. At the heart of this project, there is a simple idea. Creation requires time, space, and dialogue. Villa au Par will therefore be built around residency programs, welcoming artists, writers, filmmakers, musicians, designers, restorers, and scholars from Hong Kong, Asia Pacific, and beyond. allowing them not only to exhibit work, but to work within the house, to think with it, to respond to it, and through their residencies to help shape what it will become. The house will be, in a sense, their canvas. Some interventions will last a month, some will remain a year, some will become part of the house itself. Villa Hopar will not be a building we restore once and then preserve. It will be a living institution, one continuously shaped by layer by those who pass through it. This is also where Hong Kong's role becomes essential, as a gateway, but also as an anchor, a place where global perspectives meet local identity and where something new can emerge from that encounter. This ambition, those residencies, has already taken concrete form. We are honored to have established a long-term partnership with the Consulate General of France and Macau and the French Institute. Through this agreement, Villa Hopar joins a wider ecosystem of cultural residencies and villas all over the world, including the Villa Medici in Rome, Casa Velázquez in Madrid, the Villa Albertine in the United States. It is not only a collaboration, it is an opening, an integration into long tradition of artistic exchange between Europe and Asia. It strengthens Villa Hopar's role as a house for dialogue between cultures. As we build this institution, we will remain guided by a few principles. Respect for heritage, while allowing it to change and evolve. Dialogue and exchange between cultures and discipline. Openness to communities, audiences, and new voices. A commitment to excellence in everything we do. A responsibility to ensure that this house remains sustainable and relevant for all future generations. These are not abstract ideas. They are practical commitments that will shape every program, every residency, and every decision. Because culture is not something we preserve and change. It is something we practice every day. Of course, a project of this scale is built on many forms of trust. And I want to thank our cultural benefactor, Mr. Hermes Lee, whose generosity has helped give this house a new beginning. I would also like to recognize our major sponsor, TAG Aviation, and in particular, Stephen and Beatrice Young, whose early belief in this project made many things possible. Thank you. We also want to thank the architects, conservators, and artisans who will spend the next year holding this building between two centuries. And we want to thank our partners, benefactors, and supporters, those here today, and maybe those here yet to join us, whose commitment makes this vision possible. Villa Hopar has lived many lives. Today, we begin its next one. A life defined not only by preservation, but by creation. Not only by memory, but by imagination. Not only by what it was, but what it can become. In a few moments, our executive directors will share with you what comes next. But first, it is my great honor to welcome to the stage Madam Secretary Rosanna Loh, Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism, whose word this morning will mark, for this project and for Hong Kong, the official beginning of a new chapter. Madam Secretary, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Consul General Christophe Duel, Mr. Arthur de Villepin, Ms. Sarah Mao, Mr. Kenneth Fogg, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to join you at the groundbreaking ceremony of Villa Hopar. Today marks a truly significant milestone, the transformation of the historic Hopar Mansion from a static monument into a living, dynamic cultural landmark in Hong Kong. Built in 1935 by the visionary merchant Mr. Wu Bo Ho, or more familiarly known to us, Mr. Humenhu, even more widely known as the King of Tiger Balm,虎豹Mansion is a one-of-a-kind example of Hong Kong's unique identity, a place where East truly meets West. Its Chinese Renaissance architecture masterfully blends Eastern and Western theories and construction methods. In recognition of its vibrant historical and architectural significance, the mansion was classified as a Grade 1 historic building in 2009, solidifying its role as a precious jewel in Hong Kong's cultural heritage. Many of you will remember that before the adjacent Tiger Balm Garden was demolished, it was open to the public free of charge. For decades,虎豹Mansion and its iconic garden held a special place in the hearts of generations of Hong Kong residents. They are a repository of collective memories, a symbol of family outings, and a testament to our city's early arts and cultural development. Preserving our rich cultural heritage while adapting it for modern community use is a core priority for the government. We saw immense potential in revitalizing虎豹Mansion for arts and cultural purposes. Given its unique background and character, we believe this revitalization should not merely be about conserving bricks and mortar. It is more about breathing new life into a legendary landmark. Following an open and fair selection process, the Cultural, Sports and Tourism Bureau engaged the Foundation for Arts and Culture, FAC, last year to operate虎豹Mansion on a non-profit, self-financing basis for arts and cultural use. The project echoes our policy direction of developing Hong Kong into an East-West center for international cultural exchange. We attach great importance to it, with high hopes that it will contribute significantly to realizing that vision. Under FAC, the mansion has been given a new name, Villa虎豹, most fitting to its renewed role as an icon of international arts and cultural exchange in Hong Kong. I understand that FAC has been working diligently over the past few months to build local and international foundations and connections for this project, achieving notable results, including a long-term partnership with the Consulate General of France in Hong Kong and Macau, and active participation in international networks of cultural residences and villas. These efforts strengthen Villa虎豹's role as a platform for dialogue between Hong Kong and the world. Once the revitalization is completed, Villa虎豹will become a dynamic hub for cultural exchange. It will feature diverse arts and cultural programs, exhibitions, film screenings, performances, workshops, and artist residency collaborations with local and international artists. Beyond this conventional use, I'm confident that FAC will utilize its talents, expertise, and connections to unleash the site's full potential and turn it into an even more creative site. Imagine Villa虎豹serving as a satellite event for the Art Month, adding new flavor to Hong Kong's many arts and cultural offerings, or once again as a must-visit destination for tourists to experience Hong Kong's history firsthand. With the strong international connection already built for this project, I also hope that Villa虎豹will act as an inspiring incubator and platform for our local creative talents to showcase their work to the world. I'm sure you all agree with me that Villa虎豹is a major project, one that requires sustained and substantial efforts. A project of this scale cannot happen in isolation. It needs strong partnership between the government, the non-profit sector, and the private sector. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude to FAC, to the project partners, and to all community stakeholders, especially the Consulate General of France in Hong Kong and Macau. Your support and dedication to the Villa虎豹project have brought us to this momentous milestone. I would also like to appeal to all friends here today for your active participation and continuous support to this meaningful project. Ladies and gentlemen, we break ground today to build a vital bridge, connecting our glorious past with a creative, forward-looking future. I am incredibly excited to see this landmark restored to its full glory, and I look forward to visiting the new Villa虎豹very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary Law. Next, we would like to invite Ms. Sarah Mao, Executive Director for Villa虎豹, on stage to share a presentation of the project.
Thank you, Secretary Law, for your inspiring words, and thank you, Arthur. You both spoke about this house as something living, not a monument to be preserved, but a place to be inhabited, shaped, and experienced. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the honor to share with you how we plan to bring Villa虎豹to life. Transforming Villa虎豹into Hong Kong's first cultural destination is not a single moment of reopening. It is a carefully considered journey, one that unfolds in phases, across spaces, and through the people who will come to animate it. Just as our tagline says, connecting cultures, inspiring creativity. At its core, Villa虎豹is also a public commitment with 3 key missions. Mission 1, a villa of heritage for the public. 2, a villa for artistic dialogue. And 3, a villa for international programming. As a self-funded, non-profit cultural institution, we are restoring a legacy not only to preserve the heritage, but to make it accessible and to reinvent it to become a world-class cultural institution. By the end of this year, we hope to open our doors to the public, welcoming visitors daily with programs designed for individuals, families, schools, and cultural audiences alike. Divided into 3 phases, the first phase lays the foundation, not only restoring the house, but defining how it will be experienced. We will then slowly open up more of the house to include the cinema suite and artist residencies. And finally, the gift shop and rooftop terrace tea house cafe. The transformation of Villa虎豹is a careful, phased journey, restoring the mansion's splendor while we're preparing it for its new life as a world-class cultural institution. Every decision we make balances preservation with reinvention. And I'm so delighted that I can bring you through this visitor journey. Please note, though, that the images shown here are for illustrative purposes only and are intended to provide a conceptual impression of the vision. So as we said, we are very much hoping to find the right partners to work with and realize it as much as possible. So let's begin. The first phase we hope to open by the end of 2026 begins with Act 1, the Garden of Wonders. This is where visitors first encounter the spirit of Hao Pa. Through tall hedges, sculptural interventions, and moments of discovery, the garden becomes an invitation to explore and wander, to reconnect with the imagination that was once defined the original Tiger Balm Gardens. We hope it sets the tone for everything that follows: curiosity, movement, and discovery. From there, visitors are welcomed into the introduction hall in which we are seated now, and into an immersive experience into the Grand Hall. Here we hope to create an immersive room where visitors can encounter the story of the Obun Hao family through archival photographs, but importantly, also introduce what Villa Hao Pa is today and what it aspires to become. The Grand Hall builds on this through an immersive interaction. Through digital and artistic interventions, both local and international artists, we will bring history into the present, creating environments that allow visitors to experience rather than purely observe. We hope to create tours designed to inform and interpret and offer deeper insight into the architecture, the stories, and the different cultural layers of the villa itself. The journey continues in the dining room behind us, a room where curated pieces, changing seasonally, brings together contemporary and classical design. We hope to reflect the same interplay that defines the house itself: East and West, heritage and innovation, craftsmanship and new perspectives. From here, visitors enter the music room, transformed into what we are calling it at the moment, a sound room. It not only functions as a listening room, but we see it as opportunities for sonic installations, a venue for intimate concerts, and even workshops. We hope very much to partner with Hong Kong's leading performing art institutions to host regular programs from chamber recitals to educational workshops and invite audiences not only to listen, but to participate. We'll also be opening the design room, a space dedicated to design as a living dialogue, and across the year, host lectures, workshops, and community programs to promote, again, the opportunity for creativity and creating opportunities for exchanges across disciplines within this space. Together, these spaces form Phase 1, a sequence of discovery, narrative, and sensory experience. Phase 2 introduces a deeper layer of engagement, centered on creation, learning, and exchange. The library anchors this phase as the villa's most intimate, intellectual, and comforting space. Designed as a sanctuary for reflection, we hope to house a curated collection focused on art, architecture, and Asian cultural studies. It will also include a community reflection platform, allowing visitors to contribute their own perspectives, making the space not only a repository of knowledge, but a living dialogue. Education is quite central to this phase itself, as we develop different learning and development programs for schools and the wider public, student visits to hands-on workshops, to create initiatives aimed at making culture accessible. Alongside this, we have the cinema suite, being reimagined in the former master bedroom. The space becomes a cinematic gallery and screening room dedicated to Hong Kong's extraordinary film heritage. Through curated setups and immersive scenography, it will connect audiences to a visual culture that has shaped global and Hong Kong storytelling, while offering experiences that will evolve seasonally. At its heart of Phase 2 is our artist residency studios. From 2027 onwards, 2 dedicated residency spaces will host local and international artists in parallel cycles throughout the year. These residencies are not isolated programs. They are integral to the life of the villa itself. Through open studios, artist talks, and workshops, visitors will be invited into the creative process. Phase 2 also reflects our commitment to international exchange. Through partnerships with cultural institutions and consulates, Villa Hao Pa will become part of a wider global network, positioning Hong Kong within an ongoing dialogue between cultures. Finally, Phase 3 extends the experience beyond the house itself. the rooftop terrace becomes a destination where architecture and city converge. A curated cafe and bookstore will offer a space to pause, inspired by the world's leading cultural institutions, and bring together artisanal offerings and a thoughtful selection on books of art, architecture, and heritage. Within the gift shop, we also hope to extend the experience beyond the visit, offering objects and additions developed through our programs and collaborations for visitors to take home. Across all phases, our approach to programming remains intentional. And to support this vision, Villa Haw is designed as a self-sustaining model, as a self-financing, non-profit institution. We look forward to opening the villa as a ticketed site, opening daily from 10 to 6 p.m., being closed on Tuesdays. A membership program will also offer special discounts, family packages, and priority access, encouraging visitors to return and engage with the villa over time. Beyond public opening hours and on its weekly closing day, the villa will also be available for venue hire, carefully managed to support its long-term sustainability while remaining aligned with its cultural mission. In this way, Villa Haw is not only a cultural vision, but a working model, one that allows it to grow, evolve, and remain accessible for generations to come. We are a villa supported by partnerships. As the villa looks ahead, it extends beyond its walls, joining a wider network of cultural houses and partners, while remaining rooted in its immediate community and regions. We are so incredibly grateful for the support of our partners, the Culture, Sports and Tourism Bureau of the Hong Kong SAR, the French Consulate of Hong Kong and Macau, our major sponsor, TAG Aviation, and our cultural benefactor, Mr. Hermes Lee. We do join and invite everyone, artists, cultural institutions, patrons, partners, and communities to become part of this story. And we are so very excited to welcome you to shape this next chapter of Villa Haw together, and welcome you into a house that will continue to grow, evolve, and come to life through all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Mao. Please take your seat. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Secretary Rosanna Law, Mr. Arthur de Villepin, and Ms. Sarah Mao on stage for a photo. Thank you. Please remain on stage. Now I would like to invite Ms. Christelle Drouel, Consul General of France in Hong Kong and Macau, Mr. Kenneth Falk, BBS JP, Chairman of Hong Kong Arts Developmental Council, Mr. Stephen Young, President and CEO Asia, TAG Aviation, and Mr. Julien Lery-Garan, Executive Director of the Foundation for Art and Culture, to join us on stage for a group photo. Thank you all very much. Please take your seats. Friends of the media, please go ahead out to the garden to set up for the officiating ceremony. 咁多位傳媒朋友，麻煩